So in this video, I just wanted to teach you guys how to find the variable x in an equation when we don't have any y or anything else with it. And before that, I just want to tell you what is the reason behind finding the x. And the reason is that in math, science, physics, like all these sciencey stuff, we do not want to be working with letters and we only want to work with numbers. That's why we try to find those numbers and put them in those equations and only use numbers. That's like the whole point of finding that x. And back in the days when I was like learning this for the first time, I always wanted to know why I was doing it, and nobody actually answered that question for me. But as the time passed on and as I learned more, I knew that, oh, that is a letter, and in science we do not want to be working with letters because it's kind of confusing. So I'm just gonna start with the first one, and that's like the easiest one. And I already uploaded the one that I'm talking in Farsi, and that one is like really helpful for people who speak Farsi or Dari, but this one is for people who want to learn English, or who just speak English in general. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the first one, and the first one is x plus 3 equals 5. And I just want to start with saying that whenever we have these kind of equations, try to work with the side that we have the x on. And in this problem, we have the x in the left side, which means we have to start working with this side of the equation. And always look at numbers that are kind of away from x. And in this question, we are working with plus 3, which means we will get rid of this plus 3 first, and then we're gonna work with x and try to find that x. Okay, so how do we actually get rid of that plus 3? The easiest way is to always use the opposite operation that's going on in the equation. And in here I have a plus 3, which means I should use the opposite of a plus, which is a minus. So I should subtract 3 from both sides of the equation to get rid of that negative 3. And why do we do it in the both sides of the equation? It's because they are equal to each other. When two things are equal to each other, they will be affected at the same time, like meaning that if you do anything in this side of the equation, it should happen in that side of the equation. So as I said before, I'm just gonna subtract 3 from both sides of the equation. So x plus 3 minus 3 equals 5 minus 3. Okay, so as we know, plus 3 and minus 3, they give you 0, and x is equal to 5 minus 3 is 2. Easy peasy. This question was really easy, and I picked this one intentionally because I wanted to make it easier. The first one should be always easy. So yeah, x is equal to 2. Okay, how do we test the answer that we got? We're just gonna go and substitute this 2 into the equation and see if it's true. And if I substitute it in, we get 2 plus 3 equals 5, and 5 is also equal to 5, which means our answer is correct. Okay, that was with the first example, and I would say that one was easier, and I would say all these are easier, so just bear with me. Okay, the second one that we have is 2x minus 5 equals 6. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna start with the side of the equation that I have the x on, which is in this case the left side, and I'm gonna look at the number that's kind of away from the x, and we have minus 5, which means I'm gonna use the operation that's the opposite of the minus 5, which is plus 5 in both sides of the equation. So 2x minus 5 plus 5 equals 6 plus 5. These two cancel out, they give me 0. I'm left with 2x is equal to 6 plus 5, which is 11. And then now I'm looking at 2x equal to 11. Again, I'm looking at x, which means I should figure out what's the relationship between 2 and x. And as you guys see, these two are multiplying each other, which means in order for me to get rid of this, I have to use the opposite operation in relation to like multiplying, which is again division, which means I have to divide it by 2, both sides. So x is equal to 11 over 2. Uh-oh, I'm running out of space, but it's okay. Okay, and lastly I have x over 3 plus 5 equals 1. Again, the easiest way to do this is start with the side that we have the x on, and in this case it's this side, the left side, and I have plus 5, which means I have to use the opposite operation, which is minus 5. X over 3 plus 5 minus 5 equals 1 minus 5. Okay, now I want to make this one a little bit challenging, so I'm just going to put like a minus x over here. Okay, yes, so these two cancel out and the answer is 0, and I have negative x over 3 equals negative 4. And now we have to figure out what's the relationship between x and negative 1 over 3. X and negative 1 over 3. And as you can see, x is divided by 3, or negative 3 in this case. We can say negative 3, or we can just say that x is multiplying negative 1 over 3, which means in order for me to get rid of it, I have to multiply it by negative 3. And if I multiply both sides by negative 3, I get rid of this, rid of that. X is equal to this right here. I'm left with negative 1 times negative 1. And if you multiply negative 1 and negative 1, it gives us positive 1, which means x times 1, which is x, and then 4 times 3 is 12, positive 12. Negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12. There we go. Easy. So I just wanted to do another problem because in this one I'm just gonna like give you a shortcut as I'm doing it, and I also want to put x in both sides of the equation, that way you guys know how to solve it. So what if we have 2x plus 5 equals 6x minus 7? Well, the easiest way to solve these type of questions is to bring x to one side of the equation, and I personally prefer bringing all my x's in the left side of the equation. It always works and it's always perfect and I love it. So it's just your personal preference, like whatever you want to do. But I always bring my x's in one side of the equation and I put all my numbers in the right side of the equation. And I want to give you a shortcut as we're doing this one, and it is that we can basically take these numbers and bring it over in this side of the equation, and the only thing we need to do is change the sign of the number, which means when I bring this 6x, because it's positive, if I bring it over this side of the equation, I only need to change the sign. So it becomes 2x minus 6x equal to, again, I have negative 7, and then I'm bringing that plus 5 over here, which means it has to become negative 5. And then if we do 2x minus 6x, because they have the same power, I can just add them or subtract them or do whatever I want to do with them. And yeah, 6 minus 2 is 4, but because it's 6 is a bigger number, it should be negative, equals to negative 7 and negative 5. It gives us negative 12. Well, when we're in this part of the whole, like solving this part of process, we basically have to divide the whole thing by negative 4, because we want to get rid of that negative 4 that's next to the x, because we only want the value of x, not negative 4x. These two cancel out. X is equal to positive 3, because a negative number divided by a negative number is a positive number. X is equal to 3. And if you got confused in this part, I can show you that all we did was 3x plus 5 minus 5 minus 6x equals to 6x minus 6x, minus 7, and minus 5. Again, you can see that I am subtracting 5 from both sides of the equation to get rid of that plus 5, and I'm also subtracting 6x from both sides of the equation because I want to get rid of that 6x and bring it in this side. So these two cancel out, these two cancel out, and I'm left with 2x minus 6x equals to negative 7 minus 5. Okay, thank you.